But we have it in case we need it. Right? So now we're gonna do some, I guess, tedious things. I like that this gives us energy. It says it as you finish, canteen workers bring out food for your cycle. So technically they do feed us. I mean, I'll just use it all here. We'll just finish this. Oh, we got a new place to sleep too. Nice. They gave us a place to sleep. You head down in the Haifa compound, following a blue painted line that is labeled laboratories. The member you were assigned to work with told you that they told you they'd asked to see you, but you still have no idea what about. The line takes you to a blue door and through to a glass roof chamber where a network of stems and leaves filter the sunlight coming through the ceiling, catching the whole chamber in a strange green, yellow-green, warming glow. Peaceful, isn't it? Distracted by the green, you miss the woman standing at a lab bench, camouflaged by the dappled light. Welcome to my sanctuary, she smiles. Come, let's talk, she says, and beckons you closer. What is this place? Here, these are processing centers for the agriculture of the old corporate station. She offers a hand to shake. I'm Rico. I run the botany program at Haifa. What is Haifa? She looks surprised. You've been working in the compound for a while now. I'm surprised you don't know more. She lifts a tiny sample jar. Yellow spores dance around. Haifa lives off the land of the Greenway. It's what allows us to live like we do. No one here pays or is paid. We sleep here. We feed each other. We work for each other. Rico walks away from the bench and waves for you to follow. She opens a small door and leads you down a glass corridor surrounded by vivid green. All this, she says, gesturing at the undergrowth, it's a kind of miracle. She looks at you with bright eyes. What do you think usually happens to plants on stations like this when they are abandoned? They die? Eventually, yes. They cannot live without intervention. She leads you left at a crossroads, but here they endured. She smiles to herself. Actually, no, they thrived. You look at the bright tendrils wrapped around the metal frames of the corridor. They look dominant, strong, like they were taking control of this place. Rico continues. Of course, Solheim tried to create a stable biosphere here, patchworking the surfaces with gardens and algae tanks that feed into a network of microbial reclamation systems. But the Greenway has always envisioned an extractive, a place from which the harvest is removed and sold to those living on the station, not a closed loop. For this reason, when the collapse came, the Greenway should have gone with it. Erlen himself was so convinced of it that his first colony never even came here to try to reclaim it. The Eye instead relied on outside favors and influences, shipments from the inner systems, and small-scale agriculture systems like kelp and fungal farm stacks. And yet here we are, among growth and decay, a biosphere flourishing. When Haifa came here, we expected to find only vacuum-dried stalks and leaves, and perhaps some fungal colonies hidden in the mulch, but we found a jungle. With this, Rico hits a button on the wall and leads you through a large pair of double doors into a huge, impossible chamber. It is every kind of green, from the pale algae tanks to the dark vines that surround them. It is wet too, a rarity on the Eye. Condensation clouds the light from the high glass roof and gathers in the shiny, broad leaves of shrubs. How? That is exactly our question. Rico turns to you, visibly excited by the room you're both standing in. It doesn't make sense, but in many ways the system has stabilized. Unlike the farm stacks closer to the gap who need input to support their meager output, this place runs itself. Perhaps Solheim managed something new here. Perhaps they tweaked the plants or built new systems buried deep below us, or perhaps their collapse caused some fortunate cascade, an unlikely chemical reaction within the biosphere. That's what I'd like you to help me find out. She turns to you, her forehead wet with dew. Aren't you a botanist? Astutely noticed. But I don't need a botanist. She sits on a railing. These halls run deep, Sleeper, and I'm getting old. She stamps her foot on the metal grating in the walkway. Whatever is causing this, it's to be found in the groves deep in the greenway. Haifa won't spare anyone for an expedition. It's too dangerous and unnecessary, they say. I can make the case, but I cannot get the votes. You Sleepers are hardy beings, I know that much, and you can speak to the eye, uncover its secrets in ways I never can. She holds out an arm so you can help her stand. Bring me samples, spores, seeds, blooms. I can grow them in the lab and study them. The deeper they are found, the better. I will try. Thank you, and thank you for listening. Rico leads you back to the huge chamber. Well, I have one seed. Rico leads you back to a huge chamber and up through the passages. C is a little slower now and stumbles on the steps. You help her where you can. It's good to have new blood in the commune. Well, I mean, that's a figure of speech, right? Many of us have been here a long time and few come through. She settles back to her bench in the lab, stretching her legs. You can leave. Come back if you find something, Sleeper. There are discoveries to be made, and you follow the blue line back up out of the compound all the time, thinking of that impossible magical green. I feel like we have something though. Wait, no. Wait, what? I thought the seed would be the thing that she wanted. Seeds. We have a seed. Oh well. Oh yeah, hey, we have a new drive. We have upgrade points available. We have 2. Yeah, we have seeds. We have a seed. We have 1 seed. Alright. I guess we'll sleep here. We now have a place to sleep here, so we'll do it. Oh, we gotta complete all active scenes. Apparently there's scenes to be completed. Alright. I kind of wish it would, like, lead us. Oh, our mushrooms are ready. He's preparing the Matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks as if he is sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white of the flesh within. These are good, Sleeper. Very good, he says without looking up. I bartered with Minji for some kelp too, so we can brew the dashi. Dashi? A soup base. Very good. If it slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in the bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle. Should be good to warm now. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there is one difference this cycle. He smiles. You have been the one providing ingredients, so it is my turn to provide a story. Okay, good. The story is important to me. He gestures for you to both sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? Ifis runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. Conway called it the Anchored Interface Rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. A bone suit. That's funny. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulder. They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm. He tacks each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A 1-to-1 mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment vid. Strong people in even stronger suits tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating year signed up, from company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting through the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and the failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones, bad stuff. So after a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were, hundreds of us with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out, to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. They gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple of others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis. They folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars, but what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that will never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Infus reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It's ready! Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. I will not let their story die, and as long as I am telling it, it will remain. Infus pours the broth into the double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates with your hand, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Infus busies himself with cleaning the pans and bowls, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger in the air a little longer. It is not that there is nothing to say, it is that sometimes, in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. So you both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Infus taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the last dregs of broth. When you are finally finished, you hand him the bowl, feel the spell break, and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that broth, that both of you are somehow a little more empty and a little more full than before. Oh, how poetic. That's so poetic! And I have 3 upgrade points. What the heck? Notice I put nothing into engage. I'm just like, I'm not an engager. I don't engage things. Screw engaging things. How's this going? All right, let's sleep here. We're full on energy. We have a pill, but we're not going to use it because I don't feel like we need to. This game is definitely taking longer than I expected. I legit thought we were going to be done early this stream. I really did. We need spores, so we can get spores here. mean, that'll do this one. Sleeper. Rico greets you without so much as looking up from her work. I have some of yours here. Come see. She beckons you over to a heavyweight looking console wired to a series of specimen jars, some of which contain your spores. Where did you get this? This, would you believe, was a Solheim Council built to analyze the nutrient contents of the Greenway crop. Hypha have been using these for decades now, although sometimes they need a little tender care. You look at the machine patched with all cuts, the gaps between which reveal a tangled nest of wirings. If you are honest, it looks like has received a lot of care. The spores you have here are a real cocktail, a selection of types from within the groves, but I've been able to isolate a few. She taps one of the specimen jars. Here are the Tricoloma Mitsutake. Riku breezes through the Latin and Japanese pronunciation if it was nothing. Unlike me, a species Solheim somewhat modified for its use on the station. She brings up a panel on her console showing a chemical compound, all gradiated bars and obtuse acronyms. This is the composition of the Solheim modified Matsutake spores. Modified? Yes, every specimen on the eye is a tweaked variant of Solheim's, of course, but that's not the point. Rico brings up another panel identical to the layout, but with wildly different colors and numbers. You see, this is what your spores look like. They aren't the same? That's the conclusion, yes. Riku glances at the specimen jar as if it might have something to add. They are fundamentally the same spores, but they carry different chemicals, different signals. She leans back and sighs. Solheim may have introduced their own tweaked versions at the beginning, but the groves have and still are affecting them. Affecting them how? It's hard to tell without samples of fully grown mushrooms, and herein lies their problem. She moves to another desk where two trays sit side by side. The first contain nothing but plant mulch. The second you smell before you even look at it, the pungent aroma of the fruiting Matsutake, like rotting, sodden overalls laced with an edge of spice. The Matsutake here are grown from Solheim stalks pulled from a spore vault in the complex. They're delicious, by the way. I know, I just had some. She sets them aside. The empty tray is germinated with spores she collected. No activity, no germination, nothing. But the groves are full. Yes, they are. Rico looks at you directly, and you suddenly realize how much she is enjoying this. So here is our puzzle, Sleeper. Spores from the grove won't grow in the lab, but gathering fruiting bodies from the groves is too unpredictable. We need to grow a fruiting body in some of those spores so we can track it, understand. In short, we need you to become a mushroom farmer. Actually, I already started. She looks impressed. Well, an eager mycologist. I never have guessed. I assume you set yourself up in the aviary. I've been eyeing that place up for its proximity to the groves. Bring me whatever grows, not just Matsutake. There's more than a couple of variants in there, so I'll need plenty of samples. She plucks a Matsutake cap from the tray. These little things are reflections of their conditions, their smells, their tastes, their chemistry. It all derives from the conditions of their growth. She smells the cap. Enough of these, and we'll have a picture of what is happening here, of the ways in which this biosphere is modifying it, or being modified, whichever the case may be. She pops the cap into her mouth, taking you by surprise. And don't worry, Sleeper, she says while chewing softly. If this turns out to be a dead end, I'll make sure that not a single mushroom will go to waste. Alright, well, we got some mushrooms, right? I mean, we got some. Like, here you go. Here's another one. We got some of these too. I mean, we already had mushrooms. I think we're gonna complete this one, like, right now. We had enough spare mushrooms. Yeesh. She meets you into the entrance of her lab, leaning on her crutch with a glint in her eye. Walk with me, Sleeper. I'd like to tell you a story. She makes her way down the corridor that leads back towards the main commune building. When people first crossed what we call Founder's Gap into the Greenway, they did so against the wishes of Andre Erlin. At the time, Erlin was trying to stabilize the Union and establish control over the Eye in the wake of Solheim's collapse. It was chaos. Competing factions, failing systems, so many dead and injured from the riots. That was his priority. You both crossed through a glass-roofed tunnel, the Greenway inside crowded with vines and branches dabbling the light. Erlin had written the Greenway off, cut off from the rest of the station and linked to a broken spoke. He claimed it was only a matter of time before everything here would die. He refused to let anyone abandon their duty to the Union and cross. They were traitors to the cause, or good as. Rico continues, making her slow but steady way into the inner gardens of the commune. There aren't many of us, but we believed what was here was worth saving. We had to keep our plans secret until we crossed, and some of us left people behind. She paused to catch her breath, her voice crackling. It was difficult to know if from effort or emotion. What we found was a disaster, nothing like what you see here. Half of the Greenway was leaking oxygen into space, the plants flash frozen. The other half was a swamp of mulch, as decaying matter clogged every system. We worked hard, we lost good people, we cleaned up and closed up, but it was never going to be enough. After many, many cycles, we all knew this place was doomed. So we kept on working, talking less and less because we couldn't face it. We all developed a death wish. If the Greenway was going to die, so would we. What changed? Everything. We crossed some invisible boundary, tipped some biological scale, and the Greenway started to recover. Plants flowered, crops sprouted. For the first time, we reaped the fruits of our labor. Rico smiles, looking at you. We thought it was us that we managed to do just enough to end the cycle of decay. I thought we had saved the Greenway until today. You pass into the grow beds of the commune, rich with the hustle and bustle of Haifa members planting and harvesting. For a while, Rico was quiet, and you both simply observe the hypnotic movements of the work crews, the eager chatter washing over you like a wave. Rico smiles to herself. I should have known, of course, that our arrogance was unfounded, and we needed to believe back then. We needed a myth to bring more people across the gap. You both move into a smaller corridor. Rico following some direction unknown to you. What you have shown me is that back then the Greenway saved us, not the other way around. Tell me, have you ever consumed one of the you have been growing? Yes. I imagine they were delicious, nutritious, also uniquely so. After all, they were designed for you. Rico has a mischievous look. At first I thought it was the location they were grown in that made the mushrooms from the aviary, from the labs, or from the groves different from each other. But what I've come to understand is that it is the person growing them. The Matsutake and Griot caps you brought were totally unique, containing compounds never usually found in similar specimens in my possession. Many of these compounds aren't even digestible by humans. But for a sleeper like you, Riku smiles as she leads you to the internal garden of the commune where the Haifa members have planted species from all over the Greenway. Back when the tide turned, when the Greenway started to recover, we all felt something, a response. It was as if this place was not just alive, as a forest is alive, but alive in other ways. Communicative, responsive. We shrugged it off at the time, but now I understand why. Rico stops and turns to you. This place is responding to us, adapting itself to us. It is growing, fruiting bodies for you, for me. It is adapting, changing. It is In short, displaying all the signs of sentience. The Greenway is sentient? Perhaps not the Greenway, but the ecosystem itself, or something within it. Rico sits on a bench within the peaceful gardens and gestures for you to join her. When you have been growing the greels and the Matsustakis in the aviary, those specimens so familiar to the Greenway, have you discovered any others? Not yet. Rico nods. If you do, can I ask you to immediately bring them here? I believe it is only a matter of time before they bloom. You look around the garden, amazed at the sense of peace within it. Rico interrupts the silence. There is a species of mushroom that I haven't seen in years. It's a tall, dark, short, shaped like a club. We found it in those early days when we were working to save this place. It was around the time we started to lose our first members. They were succumbing to some infection, some mold growing deep in the dark mulch that drowned this place. At that point, we thought we were lost, and then these mushrooms emerged from the same black mold. We tested them and saw they contained some compounds that counteracted the mold. They contained an antidote. Of course, as a botanist, I saw this as part of the natural processes of this ecosystem. Even the timescale seemed absurdly short. But I am wondering if this is the antidote, if this antidote was a gift. Perhaps if you are patient, you will receive your gift too, Sleeper. We both sit for a while. Rico seemingly done telling stories for today. You watch the light playing off the leaves and plants around you and wonder what forces could be at play in this place. After a while, you stand and leave with a quiet nod to Rico, leaving her to her memories. Okay, so what do we need to do? We need to get a club head samples. So we need more spores, okay? How do we get spores? We do this. I kind of want to re-roll. Oh, we got a worse roll. Man. Alright, whatever. Wait, I don't need to cross over. Okay, I'm invested here. I'm gonna invest my energy here. I'm invested. Now we have stuff to do, so I'm gonna up my thing. Use my 2 here. And we are going to end our cycle. I'm invested. I'm invested in mushroom farming. Let's farm some damn mushrooms. That'll get us 2 spores, which will let us do this. Alright. Now we have to wait. Now we have to wait on that, unfortunately. Let's see if there's is there a new ship in dock? Yes, there is. Let's spend some money on this. Yes, we got our 3rd one. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's fabricate that. Man, that's 150 right there. Like, we can get 150 for that. If we want. I mean, I'm gonna save it for now, but we could get 150 for it right here. See? Sell for 150. Oh, let's go up to the, let's see what's going on up here. What we got going on here? We got 1 more cycle for that. Okay. What do we want to do? I mean, I kind of want to spend most of my time over here, but we gotta wait. We gotta wait 4 cycles for that. Oh man. This waiting game does kind of suck. Even on a negative result, we get like 2. Man, that's something. I guess I'm just gonna go for money now. There doesn't seem to be a reason not to go for money. Think so. I think so. I don't recall what you're talking about. No, that's not the one I want. Is it here? Yeah, this is the one. You mean up here? The Gimbal Lounge? I mean, we don't have any quests there. Oh. I think so? There we go. Oh, that's a struggle. He runs his hand. He pauses. You mean you know what it feels like to be a sleeper? Yeah, if you don't mind. I'm getting used to it. That's good, really good. I wanted to have a lot of sympathy for it, like having to find a place, having to survive, having no future. A lot of people around here understand that. Looks away and you notice him for the first time, not just as Bliss's assistant, but as someone who has his own worries, their own struggles, their own life. You feel bad for not noticing earlier. Moritz looks back at you. Anyway, got a message from you. Bliss sent me down. You've scored another contract. She needs your help. We better get paid this time. That's the message. Look, I know last time the payment didn't come through, but you did good work. That's on her. She's doing her best. I know. See you up there. Morris turns and strides off, keep leaving you in the corridor. Time to help Bliss, and maybe this time, you think to yourself, it'll work out. It better work out. I'm gonna kick some butt! Whoa, look at this. Alright, we're gonna do this one. I mean, whatever. This is fine. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh, we just need one more. Oh man, we can just do this in one freaking go. Look at that. Look at that. We just did it in one freaking go. We're so good. We're so good at this. You and Bliss are floating in the bay airlock, waiting for it to cycle. You pick a few leaves from your clothes as you wait. They float around the chamber as if carried by a lazy wind. Clean work. Bliss bows a little. Well, thank you, Sleeper. You didn't do so bad yourself. She checks her tool belt. Seems like we're getting into the good rhythm. And now, familiar sequence of clunks and rattle sounds. And then the door hisses open. The moment it does, you know something has once again gone wrong. What's all this? Bliss asks a confused-looking Moritz. Behind him is a set of crates anchored by the bay floor. He has clearly just brought them in through the bay's freight lock. Moritz looks nervously between the two of you before answering. It's payment. He runs a hand over the crate. The Sycamore Seed crews just brought them over. He stops, but seeing the look on Blitz's face adds, they were very thankful. I bet they were. What the hell is inside? Lawrence leans over and struggles with the catch on each side of the top crates. As he does, Bliss turns to you. Don't say it. Don't you dare say it. Say what? You know. She looks back at him. This isn't my fault. Lawrence finally gets the catches free and the lid flips open, drifting up into the bay. As it does, a small brown lump floats up with it. Lawrence reaches out and catches it as it passes him. Is that a mushroom? A damn mushroom. They paid us in mushrooms? Not just mushrooms. He holds out a clump of tightly packed leaves. Produce. Bliss starts laughing. God damn Haifa commune. Should have known they didn't have a chit to rub between them. She knocks a small brown mushroom across the bay. Stop, Bliss. Moritz grabs her hand. These are good, fresh. We can sell them. To who, Moritz? We are running a grocer's now? We need cryo, otherwise this whole bay will be shut down. We can't pay for parts with leafy greens. Moritz is right. Bliss raises an eyebrow. Fine, maybe Moritz is right, but what do we do between now and market day? She rubs her forehead. What a joke this place is turning out to be. Moritz closes up the crates and starts moving them. This isn't that bad, Bliss. It's a step in the right direction. They'll sell well. Bliss sighs. Look, like I went into business with a couple of wannabe farmers. Prove me wrong then. Show me this is a windfall. She kicks away towards the new patched together terminal. Until then, we'll be working on how to keep this place open. Warren's mouths a thank you and goes back to moving the crates. You better be on your way too. We just got four mushrooms. Is that what I'm getting? How do you make a deal and how do you do this? Make a deal and then it's like get surprised when payment is in mushrooms. How do you do that? I don't understand. Are we not gonna finish this game today? I thought I would have bet on it. I would have bet you that we would finish this game today. I would have bet you all. Wait, where do we get 94 money from? You don't think I'm gonna finish it today? Wow, it's amazing. I did not expect that. So we're gonna be playing this on Thursday too. You wanna add a new sound command? Why can't I have 3 money and no kids? That's good. What do I do now? I mean, we can use one of them here to get energy, right? Well, I don't know. I'm gonna wait on that. We don't need to get energy right away. We do have one scrap component. I don't know where we got that at. That means we can like do a little bit of healing on ourselves. I guess it heals us one bar, which the bars are smaller. Okay, I guess that does make sense. I was slightly annoyed by it, but it does actually make sense. Damn it, what do I do? This waiting is starting to get annoying. Alright, what the hell? I'm gonna sell this ship thingy. Let's get some cash for it. There. We got cash for it. I don't see where else we could use it, to be honest. I feel like that ship has sailed, if you will. Alright, nothing we can do up here. I don't know. Let's get some more growth spores, I guess. Let's just guarantee 2 more. And, I don't know what else to do. We want to do this. Let's use our 3s. To gain 4 energy. Shipyard? You say shipyard, but I don't know if I really want to do another quest that we probably don't even need to do. Like, I feel like I'm doing a side objective instead of trying to get to the end of this game now. I mean, it is something to do, but I guess this gets us money. Alright, I guess we'll get some money. Sure, why not? I mean, there, we did something. And we got paid for it. We almost have 300 monies. All right. End the cycle. Whoa, we got some good rolls. Look at those rolls. 4, 5, 5, 5, 6. Woo, buddy. Those are some good rolls. We got one more cycle before that's done. That's good. Okay. Anything here we can do? Nothing. 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 A whole lot of nothing. A big whole tank full of nothing. Okay, so until that's ready, you know, screw it. Alright, I guess we'll work the yards again. We'll throw our 5s here. Get some cash. Does that get us something? It does. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on their receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you are either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and the chattering rumbles with lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work team, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you were praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. Yet you can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come out. You feel your head down. You keep your head down as you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up! Lim's voice trembles as he shouts above the mumble in the crowd, and you turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying in his arms. Lim, good to see you, friend. He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team. Good for you. He tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby, give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he confronts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side. Shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does this, you see he is clutching his assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Waiting on a shift? Is Mina okay? She's good. We just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder and she clings by his side. Escher, who usually takes her, is sick. He stretches. I don't know. A voice sounds from the entrance, a klaxon, followed by a list of numbers glowing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry checkpoint. Lim stops and turns back towards the crowd. He glances down at his crumpled piece of paper. That's my number. Shit, Mina. He starts patting the pockets on his gear and glances down. I'll watch her. He blinks a little, staring. Thank you. He crouches to Mina. You are gonna stay with our friend here, okay? They're gonna keep you safe. And he stands back up. Here, take her bag. He shoves it into your hands. She's got food. Shit, I have to go. He backs away into the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. Then Lim disappears in the rolling crowd, who are now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. Hey, look, it's Mina. Mina stands staring, suddenly small, without Lim at her side, and fixes you with a dark-eyed look that you can't quite read. Hey, Mina. She holds the stare unmoving. The two parallel tear cheeks still glint at her cheeks. You okay, Mina? She sniffs and looks down. Look in the bag. You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers fashioned from scrap components. A battered slate slips on top, blinking a low battery warning, and tucked beside it is a ragged rabbit, hand sewn. Take the rabbit. You pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump and grab it, but holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. What's its name? What's her name? Mina turns away and looks at the entrance of the shipyard. This isn't going well. Give her the rabbit. You hold the rabbit out and Mina snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun, she says, staring you down ferociously despite her size. Hi, Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun in front of you and then walks up your arm and into your shoulder where he sits. He pokes your arm. She pokes your arm a couple of times. Are you really a robot? Sort of. Yeah, she says, me too. Mina has more questions, lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long, you were talking about rabbits and what Escher, the lady who usually takes her, smells like, and whether or not fairies live in the ice heating pipes. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun, the rabbit. And this is how Lim finds you, just as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms, and he stumbles backwards. You two get on okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing on his shoulder. More than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lim's arms, her suspicion gone. Well, looks like Meanie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs, and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend, I mean it. He gives you a warm, wide smile. I owe you. Look. He glances around. It seems like Escher, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place, the low end, if you have time. But now I have to take this one to eat. He plays at biting Mina, and she giggles in response. Okay. I gotcha. See you, sleeper, she waves, and they stumble off down the corridor, drawing glances from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor and bright squeals. Hey, we got a new drive! Which is... help Lim work. Okay. And this has stuff in it. Oh, we can do the other thing? Oh, look at that. That's gonna take a long time. Okay. We need... I don't know if I want to do that. Decisions. I hate these decisions. There's too many, or really, there's really not enough. Is my issue right now? Is there's not enough decisions. All right, I'm gonna just make some money here, I guess. So did we get a new spot? Oh yeah, we got a new spot. Ticket out. Unless Liam gets time in the shipyard, he won't be qualifying. Watching Mina gives him that chance. All right, we'll do this. Man, now I feel bad. Now I feel like I have to do it. Hey, we get energy too. Now I feel like I have to do it. Now I feel guilty for not doing it. Yeesh. I'm being guilted. I think our mushrooms should be ready now. Isn't this the cycle that our mushrooms are ready? It is. We can harvest them. Yes! We got the ones we wanted. Ugh! Alright. Crap, we gotta get 3 of them? Oh, I didn't realize we had to get 3. Holy crap-a-ronies. Oh man, we have to get 3 of them. If they truly are random, this could take a while. We got another set. Oh jeez.
It's so bad.
Oh man, I guess we're gonna have to wait for tomorrow for the next one. I'm not gonna do it with ones. Alright. I'll just do this. Alright. We got good rolls this time. Oh man, come on! This has to work. Has to. He looks down. If it doesn't, are we in trouble? The Bay, you mean? We are already in trouble before we got here. The work so far hasn't been enough. Look, Bliss has had a rough time of it, and I thought you of all people would understand that. Sorry, didn't mean to be. Bliss is a good one. She gave me a chance I owe her. He straightens up. I know you have your own things going on, Sleeper. We all do. But the Bay needs someone. Bliss needs someone. Hell, I need someone to help me keep Bliss from spinning out completely. He scratches the side of his head. Otherwise, there's not much to do. He shakes his head. And I would hate to not pay back my debts. I've got to get back. I'm out. See you up there. I like how he tracks me down there. We got 6s. We can do this. You know, we got 2 6s. Okay. The selected launch window for the solo main voyage is closing. This is gonna be it. Oh my god. Look at how much we have to go. Yeesh. If they don't pay us for this one, I'm gonna be so angry. Well, that's all we're gonna do here for the day. Apparently. All right, we're just gonna like. I think we're probably just gonna like. Worst case, we can buy some food, so. Oh man. Crappy rolls. But we can re-roll them, so it's fine. Why is this one worse? Why is this one worse? The danger. Why is the safe one? I mean, I guess the safe one isn't great because if you fail, then you lose progress. This one you don't lose any progress. You just use a lot of energy. All right, nice. I'm banking on this one paying off. I need some food. I'm banking on it. Banking on it. Got some not great rolls. I'm just gonna re-roll them now. Not happy with those rolls. This gives us a 4. I'm gonna do it with a 4.
Damn it, we got a negative outcome.
Of course we got a freaking negative outcome. Of course we did. Why wouldn't we? We got the thing, we got the 25% thing, the thing we definitely didn't want. That sucks. Really does. It really does suck. I hate when the odds screw you. Oh well. Whatever. That's a 5. We can't get a negative on this one. So. Damn it. Why I luck so bad? I don't know. I don't know why I luck so bad. So, does this mean it's automatically gonna do a +2 no matter what? I mean, I'm willing to sacrifice my energy for a +2. We got a positive anyway. All right, cool. That time we got lucky, I guess. All right, are we gonna get paid? Here's the question. The atmosphere in the airlock is euphoric. You and Bliss keep grinning at each other like idiots, exhausted, blinded, sore, and aching idiots. Sleeper, that was incredible. She punches you on the arm. I never thought we were going to make it. Those idiots tangled the whole thing up like nothing I've ever seen. We make a good team. Bliss smiles a winning smile. If we get paid in pretzels, I'm gonna be upset. As the lock's inner door clunks open, Moritz gives you a rare whoop. He looks exhausted too. And for good reason. He's been the one ferrying tools and parts back and forth from the ship. His tired smile tells you that he's glad it's all done. Sleeper, Bliss, impressive. When I saw that ship come in, I thought there was no way. Why, thank you, Moritz, for believing in us. Moritz rolls his eyes. You know what I mean. Take the compliment. He shoulders some of the gear that came back in with you and Bliss and heads to the racks to stow it. Bliss turns to you. I think you should be the one to do the honors. She nods to the ragged-looking console that Moritz assembled. I don't want to jinx it. She smiles, and you see she is genuinely nervous. Check the console. You glide over to the console and check the screen. It takes a second to see what you are doing through the flickering, cracked display, but after a moment you see the accounts. And there it is, almost 1,000! Whoa! 1,000! Sat in the base transfer account. Well, Bliss calls, have you been screwed again? We did it! Bliss kicks off from the floor and spins up into the bay, shouting as she does. The noise takes Morris by surprise, and he knocks a rack of parts, scattering handfuls of metal fixing across the bay. The sight is something glinting steel catching the work lights like glitter. Sorry. Grinning, she comes back down. I needed that. She kicks off and joins you at the terminal. Moritz even managed to sell that produce. We made a tidy profit eventually. She laughs. Here, she loads a stack of blank chits into the terminal and transfers a chunk of the cryo to them. This is your cut. It's gonna be 500, right? Thank you for believing in this place. She looks away and smiles, even when I couldn't. When you first met me, I was on the edge of giving up. All it would have taken was one more push. But now this place is sparking again. Work is coming in. There are funds in the accounts. Even Moritz has a spring in his step. You both look over at him, happily racking up tools. It's because of you. She punches you in the arm. He likes you. He's a good kid. He isn't bad, is he? You know, he came here looking to rob the place. I gave him a job instead. Don't tell him I told you that. I just thought it might help you understand the kid. Lawrence turns to look at you. Both Bliss and you awkwardly wave. Maybe it's time to change the subject. What now? From here on, out is going to be a little easier. I'm going to look for some component contracts, stuff that will keep us inside the bay, but not out in the black. No need to risk our necks if you don't need to. You want to cash out? That's fine. But there will always be work for here when you need it. I appreciate it. She smiles and then out of nowhere quickly gives you a hug. She steps back and glances around reflectively. Take care, she says softly. You too. You turn to leave. And Sleeper? Yes. Don't spend that all at once. It was only 300. I thought it was 50-50. I thought we were at a 50-50 cut. We got 1,000. I guess there's overhead costs. I guess there was overhead costs, maybe. I don't know. 300 just doesn't seem like, you know, the amount that I was going for. Just saying. Free money. Do you have a link for that sound, by the way? Oh, I don't want to ascend to the hub. Oh, why can't I have 3 money and no kids? I was just saying. Okay, I'll find it. Alright. I'll have to just be constantly reminded. Maybe. Wait, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna get one of these things. I was gonna get a thing. Like we got all the money in the world. Well, we don't have all the money in the world, but we have a lot of money. We can just get one of these and use it.